Hi guys, welcome to Root Stem, and in this video we're going to show you how to paint some Eldar Gems. Hi guys, thank you very much for joining us. If you do like the content, please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, and all the usual good stuff that you can do here on YouTube. It helps out the channel and helps out all of us content creators. In today's video, see if we can get that better. Ooh, come on, focus, no. We are going to be looking at doing some gems. So these are gemstones on the sort of female avatar figure that I'm currently painting. And I just thought I'd do a quick tutorial just telling you guys how I paint up the gems using a wet palette. So what you're going to need in this one is some form of wet palette. You don't have to have a proper wet palette. I actually did a video not long back showing you how to do a cheap wet palette if you fancy having a go. Always try that technique first, because of course you'll make mistakes and then you're not having to ruin a proper palette. Don't worry about it. Wet paletting is quick, it's nice, it's easy, and of course it allows you to get those layers in properly. So let's get to the beginning of this vid, and I'll show you what I'm doing. So what we've got over here on the wet palette is we've actually got some Corn Red, some Evil Sun Scarlet, and some Fire Dragon Bright, and we're going to be using this to blend up. Now how I've prepped the gem is quite simple. It's basically just it's the Corn Red, and then I've put a wash of Agrak Surf Shade over the top. And we're just going to leave that for the moment. We're going to get some of this nice red here, and what we're going to do now, because for me the light is coming that way, I've actually got a light on there. I'm just going to put strokes of this across, just leaving the recesses and kind of leaving a trim edge, and then I'm going to wait for that to dry, and once that's dried we're going to put another layer on. Of the Evil Sun Scarlet to your red. Not a lot, making sure that it's still nice, thin and translucent. You don't want it to be very thick. It needs to be incredibly thin so that it can dry like a really opaque, or if you use Photoshop you want that opacity. You know, I've added red, I'm just going to add a bit more. We're just going to keep building and building and building. So, just so you can have a see now, what we started doing is to mix the orange in with the red and keep that really sort of like thin consistency with bits of water. And we're just making sure that's nice and runny. We're going to put a layer or two of that on, then we're going to kind of line it with a little bit of very thin orange. So, yeah. Curving right into the edge. And we're going to put a couple of layers of that on. Now, I've got a really runny orange, which is what I'm going to use to kind of line, and I want it to be quite runny, but I don't want it to run too much on my So I've got a bit of kitchen roll. I'm kind of just running a little excess off. And then what we're doing, we're just going to put just a line. And then we're going to do that again, just to reinforce it. Then we're going to old school it with a dot of white. Let's hope to God I don't mess this up. Woohoo! And now all we're going to do to kind of finish it off and seal it is get a bit of the old technical hard coat. And we're going to seal it in. And we're going to do that twice. So I'm going to put some hard coat on now. And once I varnish the model, because I always varnish my models, I'm going to put another layer of hard coat on, and that should give it a really good glossy shine. There we have it, a nice shiny gem. Eldar spirit stones galore and other gems, and if you are wanting to use a different colour such as sort of blues and that type of thing, just replace the reds. All you need to do, just follow the similar techniques using those wet palettes. It doesn't take long. I know it's taken me a little longer than I would normally do, but I've done all the gems on this figure using the same technique, and it hasn't taken me long at all, because when it's thin, it dries pretty quick as soon as it's off that palette and onto that model. So you can just layer it up very easily, very nicely. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button if you do want to see more. And we'll see you next time in the next tutorial.